So here's the deal. Your boy is trying to post often, and I want to be able to do some really cool stuff with all this type of stuff. Here's the deal. I'm also incredibly lazy. So every once in a while, I just need to make something dumb, and I need to make something that is just stupid and foolish and a little bit silly, a little bit of a weird thing. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a bunch of cereal mascots, right, and I'm gonna put them on a political compass. See where they align politically, because they do. The companies don't want to let you know this, but behind closed doors, they have some really deep-seated opinions, and it's really surprising, how extremist all of these mascots are with their ideologies behind closed doors. I mean, some of them are pretty obvious what you would think, but some of these guys, I hate to do this. I'm gonna have to cancel some people today just because they've been caught on record doing and saying some pretty messed up things, and I hate to be the person to bring this to light, but it's my civic duty to. So that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, first one, Captain Crunch, right? He's the captain. The cereal overall pretty mid. When you eat it, it freaking scrapes your mouth and all that type of stuff. It's very rough around the edges, and so that's kind of also the captain himself. Captain Crunch is a supporter of military. He is a military leader. He loves the military-industrial complex, and as a result, he wants everybody to be involved in it. There are points in these commercials where the captain is recruiting children into his army, child soldier violations of the UN, and overall just mass amounts of war crimes. And ultimately, that's why I can't in good consciousness put him anywhere other than authoritarian right. He is huge on this military industrial complex, recruiting child soldiers, doing whatever it means necessary in order to protect the status quo. And the status quo being freaking scraping your mouth with the most disgusting cereal I've ever had. By God, it is deplorable how awful it is. I hate that I'm talking in sort of this lowered tone. People might think that I'm nervous about this. I'm not. The trick comes with all of my roommates are asleep currently because it is currently 1 a.m. But I gotta get a video out, and I also gotta expose these fools, because if I keep on thinking about this for long enough, it's gonna be an issue. It's gonna be. Alright, next up, Lucky from the Lucky Charms cereal. Here's the deal. Lucky, I hate to do this. Lucky has an Epstein Island. We know this. We've known this. We've known this for so long. He's had an island, and it's all in the name of securing his pot of gold. What does that mean? That could be problematic. And so I'm pretty confident that he's in the far libertarian right, especially after these revealing images of him hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein have recently come to light. And personally, I just find it deplorable. I is not doing anything to counteract the horrible tragedies that Lucky was most likely complicit in. So we're going to move on now. Count Chocula, member of the monarchy, pretty freaking obvious. He's just going to be an authoritarian. Like, we don't know his policy, but we know that it is logically inconsistent of him to be a count and not want the authority that he holds to remain in power. Like, at least with other, like, kings, like King Candy, or other types of other types of members of monarchy. Like, there's the excuse of royal blood, which ultimately comes down to like inequality and stuff like that, which we can have an entire discussion on that. But with a count, there's no relation to the royal blood. He just simply is a count. And so he has all this authority, presumably over chocolate, and we just don't question it. It's pretty shocking, honestly. Alright, Snap, Crackle, Pop from Rice Krispies. Here's the thing. Snap, Crackle, Pop are a throuple. We've known this. They're in a polyamorous relationship. And you know what? It's the current year, so I'm not going to say anything about it. They're in their own commune, making up these Rice Krispies, and generally they're creating a product that other people have made a better version of using their own ingenuity. So that sort of makes sense as well. It's going to get me canceled even if I dash around it. So I'm just going to move on. I want to talk about the Trix Rabbit, because Trix are for kids, but he certainly isn't. The Trix Rabbit is your 4chan poll QAnon supporting insane person that has these wild, bold claims about the government. He's the type of person that when you sit down at the Thanksgiving dinner table with, will say that Joe Biden drinks children's blood, but would probably be super upset if you even dared to say that the FBI killed Martin Luther King. We're living in 1984, brother. Why are tricks only for kids? Okay, let's talk about the Cocoa Puffs bird, because it's very clear that he has an addiction to this substance. The substance, of course, being Cocoa Puffs. He is literally cuckoo for them. And it's gotten to the point where he sees it in everything. He sees it in the wood that's surrounding him. He sees it on people. He sees it on shirts, on shorts. He sees chocolate in places where it should not be, because he has this addiction and nobody has helped him for it. I don't think he holds any particular political ideology, but the fact of the matter is he represents a growing problem. And that problem is how we handle addicts and people that are on drugs. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put him here because we have a serious issue in this company and how in this freaking country with how we deal with these types of people. I'm a big fan of Among Us. Now you're going to notice that we don't really have a whole lot of authoritarian left institutions or serial mascots, and that actually makes a whole lot of sense, because if you had a mascot that embodied authoritarian communist principles, maybe Stalinist or something along the lines of North Korea or something like that, that would be really unappealing to markets, particularly in America, who have seen these types of situations and have strong opposition to them. The difference comes with the Honey Nut Cheerios bee. The Honey Nut Cheerios bee, first of all, he's a bee, so he lives in a hive, a collective of individuals who are united under one queen who they all listen to. That in and of itself is freaking Stalinist. I think anybody could say that because it's an authoritarian power and everybody, all the workers are working under this one supreme ruler. However, it's also very unanimous and everybody is equal, but some people are more equal than others. It's Animal Farm. It's Animal Farm, and he's also really, really sensitive about his health, which makes sense because he's a freaking lib. He's a lib. He's a lib. Don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what I'm saying. Please, I'm reminding you, it is 1:13 a.m. as I'm recording this video. Toucan Sam, I don't really want to talk about him a whole lot. Follow your nose, follow your gut impulses, do what you want to do, libertarian, right? I don't really need to talk about it. Now you'll notice that all of these mascots so far have been pretty extremist with their beliefs. They're pretty strong in how they feel about things. There's not really anybody sort of centrist. And that makes sense because they're all caricatures, they're all characters. But if there was one mascot that truly embodied the idea of centrism, it would be the Sugar Crisp Sugar Bear. Freaking just walks around, there's these issues, and he's just like, I just want to freaking eat Sugar Crisp, man. I just want to freaking grill, bro. Just let me live my life, and if I'm gonna participate when the system has conflict. I'm going to be a part of the solution, but overall, I don't really want to spend my whole life talking about this stuff. The Sugar Crisp, what I'm saying, is the everyday American. But you know who isn't? I didn't want to do this. I really didn't, because children look up to Tony so much. They are so happy and so excited for him. And when they see him in the commercials, they're so happy. But America deserves to know. And no, this has nothing to do with Kellogg's as a company, because I know that they're having their whole stuff in the news, and I freaking don't care. I don't care. You want to know my political leanings? I think that we should all collectively go into the fire pit from Toy Story 3, hold hands, and then be rescued by the claw machine. And then maybe we will all start caring about each other a little bit more. That's my political ideology. Also, everybody gets a copy of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. But Tony the Tiger has been caught doing horrible things. He's been caught harassing people. He's been caught beating people up. He's been caught supporting monstrous activity, inciting violence against people. And he's even been caught witnessing an act of police brutality and smiling along with the cop that was doing it.
Get all good on me.
Frosted Flakes good? They're great! Hit her, Tiger!
You gotta understand the situation that I'm in, man. You gotta. Like, what am I supposed to do here? I've been made aware of all these issues, all these things that this man has done, this tiger has done. And yet, here I sit in a polo shirt and gym shorts. I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing gym shorts right now with this collared shirt, and I kind of look like I look like a douche. I do. I know for a fact that I do. But here I sit. And I could care less if you were any of these other mascots. I could care less if you were Captain Crunch, if you were the Trix Rabbit, even Sugar Bear, or the thruple in the left. But if you come to me after watching this video and saying that you enjoy Frosted Flakes, and I'm talking Frosted Flakes not with Shaquille O'Neal on the box art, and you support this mascot in his actions, I can't talk to you. I can't. It's gonna hurt too much. You have to stop. You have to get help. Tony the Tiger has killed several thousand people because of his actions, and the numbers are only gonna grow. Well, this has been a fun video. So here's the freaking compass. I'll post it online. Maybe make your own. If I made a boo-boo on this list, let me know. Except for Tony. I know that Tony's real. If you're going to silence me, we're done. We're done. But all these other guys are subject to change, of course. So I guess with that, the only thing left to do is saying, take care. And I will see you next time. Hopefully with something that I don't film. at
It's
1:20 a.m.
impossible for me not to
Alright,
fall in
take care.
love with you, baby. Yeah. Well, it's got to be tonight, baby. Be tonight. It's got to be tonight. Yeah.